Welcome back mga kabarangay sa ating PSTV Plus YouTube channel. Good evening. I'm Kuya Rene. I'm Direk Rene, welcoming you to another edition of PSTV Plus podcast. Dito po sa ating podcast ay we feature people from all walks of life and from the Philippines, from Aotearoa New Zealand, and Australia, and kung saan man maaabot natin ay fini-feature po natin dito. One of the things that we have been advocating ay ang tinatawag na Musa fabrics. I've been following the House of Musa New Zealand even way back before it came to New Zealand. Right after the lockdown, I was able to interview Joy So, the founder of Musa Fabrics from Davao. And I also linked Joy with Carmela, and now we have the House of Musa New Zealand. And I've been following the journey of the House of Musa New Zealand from the very first Eco Fashion Show in Palmerston North all the way to the last one in Christchurch last May. This November 15, House of Musa New Zealand comes to the capital city of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Pupunta po ang House of Musa sa Wellington sa November 15 at hindi lamang Wellington but the venue will be at the banquet hall of Parliament. No? Sa loob mismo ng Parlamento ay doon gaganapin ang House of Musa Eco Fashion Show. And we have been doing a series of interviews and podcasts with advocates. And so this afternoon or this evening and today, we have, ito balikbayan, no? Ilang beses ko na siya na-interview, not for Musa, but for many other things. She is very interesting, no? She is a graduate of, she's a Bachelor of Science in Security Studies, isipin niya, Security and Defense, no? Sa MASSEY University. Let's welcome sa ating PSTV Plus podcast channel si ROVELYN Milford. ROVELYN, good evening, ROVELYN.
Good evening, Bot. Thank you for having me on here. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's my third time here, so it's lovely to be on board.
And I like to, you reached out to do this podcast, which is very much, and I really appreciate it. So thank you, ROVELYN. So ROVELYN, you are based in Palmerston North, am I correct?
Yes, that is correct. Well, proudly born and raised.
Born and raised. At kaya siya sumasagot ng opo kasi ang mom niya is Filipino and dad is Kiwi. So, ROVELYN, do you know the roots of your mom sa Philippines, kung taga saan siya?
So my mom, she was born in Butuan, but our family is currently based in San Fernando, Cebu. So San Fernando is located in the southern part of the island of Cebu. It's only a 2-hour drive on the south from Cebu City. So whenever we go back home to Cebu, we always take the bus. Of course, sometimes we take the aircon bus, sometimes we take the non-aircon bus if you want to be adventurous, just to fit the vibes and feel the atmosphere and to be present with our roots as well. Yes. And I hope next year I can go back to Cebu, mainly for Sinulog.
Oh, wow. So that's when you say next year, that's just a couple of months in January.
Well, maybe the following year. I feel like it's a little bit too soon. I'm still recovering my bank account from Mr. International.
Have you been to the Sinulog in Cebu? Have you been there during Sinulog or not yet?
Yes. So the last time I went to Cebu was around January 2024. So prior my time of joining Miss New Zealand. And it was my first time immersing myself in the Sinulog festivals. And it was always a festival that I've always wanted to be part of because it is very much the core of the Cebuano identity and part of our roots. And plus, it's very much the important part of our history of the Philippines, because of course it celebrates not only about our history as Filipinos in the modern era, but also bringing Christianity into the Philippines. And I know that we as Filipinos are rather religious as well.
Wow, wow. So very well said. Now I'll ask you, marunong ka magbisaya kahit maliit, konti?
Learning for I am learning. Yes, I've always told my mother to teach me Bisayat.
Mhm.
However, my mom, she has very broken English and she has a difficulty picking up languages.
Oh,
So she thought it would be better for me to speak in a very English spoken household. But
okay.
I wish that I could grow up in a Bisaya speaking household. But, in this day and age, we have technology and apps. So
Yeah,
I'll use Google Translate to
mhm.
learn or
That's
even
correct.
watch Filipino movies as well. That's kind of what
That's
I've been
correct.
doing recently to pick up the
Yeah,
language and connect with my
yes,
roots.
exactly, exactly. Now you said originally mom was from Butuan. Have you been to Butuan also, Roblin?
No, I haven't of yet, but that's definitely
Mhm.
something on the bucket list to go to, as well as a plethora of other places in the Philippines, such as
Oh, yes.
Boracay and, of course,
Oh, Siargao would be one. That's near
Siargao.
Butuan.
Yes, yes, Siargao. That's another one that I've also been. But hopefully next time round, I
Okay.
can do a decent trip.
Yeah, yeah. And then I think you will be very much at home when you either go to any of these places in the Philippines. Are you a type of like are you a sea type of a person or more of a mountain, or which one is your preference? Going the sea or the beach or mountains?
I'm a very adventurous person at heart, so I pretty much go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever people take me, I'll go there, whether it's the mountains, whether it's the beach, the
Mm-hmm.
forest, or even in the city. I just want to
Okay.
explore. Yeah.
Wow. And so, as an adventurous person, I guess that's one reason why you took up a bachelor's degree in security and defense studies, because it's not a common subject. You took it. You graduated from Massey University. What made you get into security and defense studies?
Growing up, my dad and I always watched the news, and it's also really fascinating on how the world works. And politics pretty much is the center of our lives. No matter what we do, everything's political, right? And I
Mhm.
wanted to know that in a more academic base. So I took up
Okay.
security and defense at Massey University. And fun fact, my year group, my batch, the 2016 batch at Massey, were the
Mhm.
very first people to do the course. So basically, our batch
Oh.
were very much the guinea pigs of the course, and our
Oh.
lecturers were pretty much trying to figure out what subjects that students liked, what subjects that
Mhm.
students don't like, and how to kind of create a core subject that people will be interested in and something that they will pursue down the line as a career as well.
Mhm. Oh, so what was a subject that stood out for you back then, Roblin?
There's so many, but I have to say the terrorism studies.
Mm-hmm.
The introduction to terrorism and knowing about terrorism was really fascinating because a lot of people assume that terrorism happens for a reason, for out of um, impulse, but rather it's very much a last resort thing. A lot of people tend to put out their grievances in many ways, whether it's writing out to politicians or protest, but some
Mm-hmm.
things don't work. And sometimes they have to go to extreme matters in order to
Mm-hmm.
get their message across. And so
Oh.
it's just knowing that psychological type of things
Mm-hmm.
behind a person of a terrorist that is so fascinating and something that I want to continue down the line into my postgraduate as well.
Oh. Oh. So are you planning, or you are enrolled already for your postgraduate, Roblin?
I am planning to,
Okay.
yes.
So it's still that defense and security studies that you're pursuing.
Offer, yes. I'm
Okay.
very passionate about it.
Oh, wow. Oo, parang napakagandang bata, tapos talking about terrorism, homeland security, yung mga ganun. And also, security issues also tackles food, di ba? Yung food security, di ba? So it's not
Opo.
just the military side, but it's food, agriculture, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Environmental security. So it encompasses a lot of ano. So congratulations, Rovelyn. So all the best in your endeavor. Alam mo naman ako, I'm a teacher, so I'm more of interested, lalo na sa mga ganito, no? Very unusual, hindi mo unusual, no? Different pathways. So now you are working as a security officer and also as a jeweler. Parang ano yung dalawang alam niyo mga kabarangay, ang mga kabataan ngayon, no? Kasi ako, ganun din naman ang gagawin ko. They are not satisfied with, hindi naman sa not satisfied. I mean, they yearn for more engagement. So they have two jobs, no? Of course, they want to save and travel, yung mga ganun. So, eto, tell us a little bit about this, Rovelyn. Oh, the security as a security officer, and then the other one as a jeweler.
Yes, so I've been a security officer since the pandemic, so it's been ongoing 5 years. So I worked in a plethora of different places throughout my city with the city councils and museums, as well as private business owners, even at one point being a security officer for the Prime Minister, former Prime
Oh,
Minister
wow.
Jacinda Ardern. Yeah, when she was
Oh,
in Contentpreneur.
oh.
And it can be a very intensive job. You know, a lot of
Mhm.
people don't think that people think it's an easy job because you're just standing around. But in reality, you have to be very focused and very vigilant at all times. Not
Mhm.
only focusing and protecting yourself, but also the property and the people around you. That is your responsibility. And
Mhm.
sometimes it can be a bit too much. So hence
Mhm.
why I went to also work in a jewelry store as well,
Mhm.
because it's a way for me to de-stress myself. It's also another
Ah.
place for me to learn.
Mhm.
And for myself, my mum has a lot of jewelry. She has bought a lot of jewelry from the Philippines. Us Filipinos love gold. And so for me, it's just wanting to learn more. And now, since I've been doing it over the past 2 years, I've
Mhm.
found this balance between protecting my country as well as a way for me to distress and connect with people in a different way.
Wow, that's amazing. Have you considered like going into the service, for example, the defense or SAS or something like that, or the what's this? The protection services of Parliament or something? Have you thought of that, Roblin?
Absolutely, I absolutely have. I know a lot of my high school friends, most of them are in the Air Force at the moment. And
Oh.
so I've been felt quite persuaded to join the military. However, I feel that in my heart, I want to work as a civilian for the civilian.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
whether it's at the border, whether it's for immigration, or even working at Parliament, even as a diplomat working in an embassy overseas, that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
where my heart is.
Okay.
But if I had a bit more, I guess, more passion for physical activity, then maybe I will pursue the military.
Mhm. So you are like you've been you've been trained for like martial arts and some of these things, Rovlin.
Oh, but yes, it's pretty much the fundamentals of it all, into protecting yourself as well. Because, of course,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to be in a position by yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to find ways to de escalate the situation.
Mm-hmm.
First, what we always do in security as a security officer is first de escalate through verbal communication to
Okay.
understand where they're coming from and just to listen to them. If
Mm-hmm.
things continue to escalate, then we'll start to do activities that in order
Mm-hmm.
to protect ourselves. Of
Okay.
course, by law, we can't arrest people. That's
Mm-hmm.
for the police to do, but we can do ways to protect ourselves.
Okay.
Mm.
And does your age and your beauty hinder your work as a security officer?
A lot of people do tend to look at me, and there has been a lot of occasions where people do tend to approach me and be like, "You're too short, you're way too thin to work as a security officer." But in reality, it's not what you look like, it's how you do your job that matters the most, you know? People will respect you if you do your job well,
Okay.
regardless of what you do or what you look like. You may have
Okay.
a bigger stature, but you may
hmm
not execute your job really well. So people will respect you more if you do
hmm
well and you respect other people as well.
I can just imagine Rovelyn in a situation, and then it's escalating, and then you will just use your charm, and that person will just like, okay, all right, will just calm down.
I have to say, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always
Okay.
work.
It doesn't always. Okay. Now, now let's go to this journey of yours. So you were studying, you were a working student, and
Mhm.
then when you finished, you graduated, you went to this pathway for pageantry. Okay, I think that was the very first interview I had with you when it was Miss Auckland or something. I think you were still very, very young. So, what made you go into that, that pathway also?
So I believe we first connected when I was crowned Miss Kanudao, I believe,
hmm
and I was about to represent New Zealand at Miss Intercontinental in Egypt. But if I had to trace the origins of my pageantry career, it was when I was 17.
hmm
And I was 17 years old, and of course, we have this pageant every year at Labour Weekend called Miss Philippines New Zealand.
Ah, okay.
And in Palmerston North, we have a Filipino community group called the Filipino Central Association, and
hmm
they always send a representative from Palmerston North to Miss Philippines New Zealand.
hmm
And in that year, they want me to join it because I just turned 17, and I have a relative in the Philippines, my Auntie Katrina, who was Miss Cebu. She had a great track record in pageantry, so they thought that I would be a good candidate for it.
hmm
And I never had the intentions to join pageantry for a serious reason, mainly because
hmm
I was not that well educated about it, and I thought it was just mainly for people who are quite vain.
hmm
But I just joined it out for experience and to try something different.
hmm
And when I immersed myself in that environment, that pageant environment, I realized that it helped me connect with my Filipino roots because growing up,
hmm
I grew up in a very Kiwi household,
hmm
English spoken, very much immersing myself in Kiwi food, Kiwi friends. So I really lost my identity growing up. But through Filipino pageantry, I reconnected myself and knew myself a lot more. And it helped me grow out of my shell as well, becoming a
Oh.
person that is not afraid to speak about her own story, but engaging with other people and not being afraid to talk with people from all walks of life. And
hmm
funnily enough, it is going to be my 11th year anniversary in pageantry this Labour weekend. So
Ah,
it's
yes.
been
Oh.
a long time.
Yeah, it's the 11. Yeah, it will be in Christchurch this time during Labor Weekend.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's started it all. So and then you decided to go further and explore,
Mhm.
and so you represented New Zealand in Egypt. I think I wanted to do a podcast with you, but because of the time difference and everything, so we didn't do that. And but tell us a little bit about that journey in going to Egypt. You went there on your own, diba?
Oppa, yes. It was so going to Egypt at Miss Intercontinental, that was my third time representing New Zealand.
Mm,
2 times prior to that, I represented New Zealand in South Korea in 2018 at World Beauty Queen. And then in 2019, I represented New Zealand at Tourism of the World in Palawan.
oh
So
wow.
when I was crowned as Miss Kanudao, and then was appointed to go to Miss Intercontinental in Egypt, I was a little bit scared, to be fair, because of course you hear so much news about Egypt, and of course my parents were so scared of my safety. And it's a 30-hour flight from New Zealand to Egypt, so it's
Wow.
far away from everything.
Oh.
But of course, I traveled there by myself. It was something quite new, quite different, something to challenge myself, and I loved it. It is such an amazing experience to represent New Zealand on a much more bigger stage, because Miss Intercontinental is considered to be, I guess, one of the top 20 pageants in the industry. And it was
Right.
great to immerse myself in the Egyptian culture, to learn a new language, to be able to further explore myself even further, and also to advocate my
Correct.
own initiative called Beneathly You, which has been my baby since 2021. So that whole month while I was in Egypt was probably one of the highlights throughout the pandemic, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, you traveled on your own, and it was right after the I mean, lockdown of the pandemic,
Yeah.
and it must have been scary, 30-hour flight, and then you stayed there for nearly a month. Was it nearly a month in
Yes.
Egypt?
Yes. We
Which part
stayed
of Egypt was it? Was it in not? It wasn't in Cairo. Was it in? Where
no
was it?
fault. So it was located in Sharm el Sheikh, which is located in the South Sinai of Egypt. It's around
Ah.
about a 6-hour drive from Cairo.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, Sharm el Sheikh is really close to the Red Sea. So we actually had
Mm,
to go to the Red Sea and
mm.
looked at some amazing views and did some snorkeling as well. So it was such a great privilege to go to the Red Sea as well and to see the beauty of Egypt.
Wow. So jealous of your travels. So that was in in 2021, but you still had another pageant after that, wasn't like another one or
No sport. So after Miss Intercontinental, I had a gap. I continued to fulfill my duties as Miss Canudal.
mm-hmm.
And then in 2024, I joined Miss New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very intensive. It was me traveling up from Palmerston North to Auckland every Saturday for 6 months. So
For the boot camp. Okay.
for the
Oh.
boot camp, yes. So
Mm.
I had to go very far down my pockets to travel up all the time. But luckily, I had amazing support from my parents and from friends and family who encouraged me to keep going. And on May 5th, 2024, I was crowned as Miss Supranational, which is the current title that I currently have. And I
Mm.
represented New Zealand recently, recently in June in Poland.
Poland. Wow. You go to so not really exotic, but places that I would like to go. Go to the Red Sea. Go to Poland. Whereabouts in Poland was it held, Rovelyn?
We were located in Malopolska because Malopolska district region was the main sponsor for Miss Supranational.
Mm-hmm.
So we traveled around Malopolska, Nowy Sącz, also Krakow as well.
Krakow. Yes.
That is one of the main cities of Malopolska. So we traveled around Krakow. It's such a beautiful city.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm excited to go back to Poland and immerse
Mm-hmm.
myself in it, because I feel like going there for about 3 weeks was not enough.
So all of this pageantry journey on top of what you're doing with your career, of course, and now we have this the Musa. That the reason why we are having this podcast is you're joining the Musa Eco Fashion Show on November 15 in Wellington. So, what made you decide to join again the House of Musa, Rovelyn?
Tita Charm reached out to me and asked me whether I wanted to join Musa
Mm-hmm.
Fashion Show next month in November 15th, and
Mm-hmm.
I automatically said yes.
Ah, okay.
because Musa has such a strong purpose,
Hmm.
which is all about sustainable fashion, uplifting people who live in marginalized communities, in our indigenous communities, as well as those who are incarcerated in Davao
Hmm.
Norte, but also preserving our Filipino culture and embracing our Filipino culture too. And
Hmm.
so through that, I automatically say yes, because the two previous times I've joined Musa, I've enjoyed it so much. I've met new people.
Hmm.
I've learned about the journey and realized that
Hmm.
Musa is also family too, and realize that
Yes,
we are
yes.
part of this huge community. Whether
Hmm.
it is the people who make the fabrics or the clothing down at Davao Norte, to those who are the directors of Musas in their own countries, to us, the advocates, we are all this
Hmm.
one big family that are trying to empower and uplift one another. So I'm so proud to be part of this, and
Hmm.
so proud to be continuing this legacy and continuing the effort for those who don't have a voice.
Thank you for doing that, Roblin. As you said, it's a powerful, a powerful platform to uplift people, not only in the Philippines but in New Zealand, because of the
Mhm.
advocacies and all of those things that this House of Musa pageant has been doing, and it's entering its fifth year, I think. So it's a little bit of a history there already. Are you excited because it's going to be at the banquet hall of the Beehive? So
Yes, absolutely. And it's a great way to celebrate the fifth year of Muso in New Zealand, as having somewhere that is very much the core of New Zealand. It's very much the heartbeat of New Zealand, which is
Mhm,
Parliament. And it's also a good way to not only have distinguished guests around, but also everyday people to be part of
mhm,
Parliament. And it can create a bridge between the Filipino community as well as the New Zealand community as well. And that's what's the amazing thing about MISA as well. It can also create that bridge that can
mhm.
unite people regardless of where you
Very,
come from.
very good, very good. Talking to you, you sound like a talk show host. You should have one show for you. The
No.
way you explain it, and that I think that's what we need: young voice, young faces to talk about a lot of things that is ongoing in this world. That there's so many. Uh, yeah, hopefully one of these days we'll pray for that. So, what are your future plans, Roblin? Short-term plans, aside
So
from the studies, aside from the aside from the postgraduate, what else?
so I still have intention to be in pageantry for another 2 or 3 years. I still have some ideas of what I want to do, but I'll still talk with my team about that. But after I hang up my heels, of course, I'm at the stage where I'm entering into my 30s. So, of
Oh,
course,
you
I'm
don't
trying
look
to
so
thank you. I have
young.
to thank the Filipino Asian genes for doing all the work. Um, of course, there's the intention of settling down, having a family, but I also don't want to waste the knowledge that I have in pageantry. So, hopefully, sometime soon, I want to empower and uplift the next generation of women to
Mhm,
create the
mhm,
leaders of tomorrow here in New Zealand, but also globally as well. So, fingers crossed down the line, I can create a workshop or a pageant camp here in New Zealand to showcase that we are all have the ability to thrive and strive in society only if we start believing in ourselves. So that's kind of what my future plans are, as well as continue to do community work, especially with MISA as well. I know that MISA has such big plans down the line, and I can't wait to be part of that as well.
Yes, yes. Very much welcome to, with your passion, with your creativity, imagination. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I understand that Musa is now expanding into Australia. Charm is taking over that mantle. So it's something huge coming up. Okay, so Roblin, what is your message to women who either want to join the pageant or to inspire especially our youth? What would be your message?
Is to always be uniquely you. That is kind of the core concept that I've always said throughout my life. Never be afraid to be yourself, because growing up, I was always being afraid to showcase who I am, because a lot of people thought I was quite weird, that I did not have the ability to finish school, to be able to graduate from university, but I did. And I want to empower the next generation of women that your story matters and that you matter in this world. Everybody has the ability to fit in this world as long as you have a great support system and that you are passionate in what you do, then no one can stop you. And I also want to say to you, Direk, thank you for being part of my journey throughout the years, because not only through you, not only through Tita Charm, not only through my friends and family and the Palm South community, the Filipino community, and the pageant community here in New Zealand, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. I wouldn't be the woman who had this platform, the space to grow, to thrive, to learn, and to be assured when I made mistakes. And so through you, I am grateful. And whatever happens in my life, whether it's continue with Musa, continue with pageantry, continue with my security studies, all my success is our success. And so I am forever grateful for that.
Thank you so much, Rovelyn. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure all the things that you are setting out, you will attain them. You have a very good heart. You have that passion. Imagine at a young age you want to help others, so come up with that camp, or I'm always here to help, to promote, and just to to listen to you and so many other things. So thank you so much, Roblin. All the best. Looking forward to see you on the 15th in Wellington.
Yes.
It's going to be a fantastic night for all of us and for Musa also. So maraming salamat.
Maraming
Okay. Thank you so much also to our listeners and our viewers.